Hey guys, Roman Jenkins here. I recorded this a few times. I can't really find anything fun to talk about in this because when you get down to it, what are you going to talk about when you're playing Call of Duty? You can see everything I'm doing on the board. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, this guy did this. So I wanted to talk to you about this concept I've been tooling around with for a little while. It's for a video game. Hear me out. I have my friend and I come up with these things all the time at work, simply because we're very bored. But our get-rich-quick schemes, they get more and more complicated. So I was thinking about how different Metal Gear, the first one, was from the Solid series that came after it, and the differences in gameplay, and how it was close to a Zelda with an isometric look to it, and how Zelda didn't really borrow a lot from it, or Metal Gear didn't borrow a lot from Zelda, but they had a similar perspective. And then I was playing Arkham City. And I kind of started thinking about all these things at once for whatever reason. And I thought, how great would it be if someone made a Zelda Metal Gear kind of game and set it in a prison? And let's say it's during a riot, right? So the idea is that during this prison riot, you're a prisoner, of course, and you represent basically the prison bitches. You're their protector. And they need you to go out and gather materials so they will be able to survive the riot. Now, you'd start out with, I don't know, I haven't decided which weapon, but I'm thinking like a shank from a mattress coil might be too much. So, I don't know, like, I'm thinking like a pen or something like that, or like a steel shank you found in the shop class, but it's not very sharp. Or even like a shoestring or something like that, and you have to garrote somebody and get a decent weapon. And the idea here is that you'd go to different areas. There'd be like 5 areas in the game, and each area would have a boss, and that boss would drop an item that would help you advance the storyline in some way. But you'd also go into, like, each area would be a dungeon of some nature, right? Like, it basically plays like a Zelda game. You go in, you find an item, and you're able to move through the dungeon because of that item. So in the area where you get the bow, which would actually be the underwear elastic bow that the Mythbusters tested out. Oh, and watch this. I don't know why I play with an ACOG scope, because I'm not really good at sniping. So that thing apparently worked. So once you pick that up, your enemies will start dropping newspaper arrows, because that's the ammunition they used. So, once you get through that, you go to the different areas, and now that you have the bow, you can get into this next area or something like that. So the idea that would make this a little different than being a straight-up Zelda ripoff is that you have a crafting table. So once you craft your chemicals together from the kitchen and the laundry room, you'd be able to make a bomb. So you'd have that. You can craft different shanks and upgrade your weaponry. So, your coil, your sharpened coil could get a handle on it, or you could add range to your bow by putting a double string on it, stuff like that. But also, the idea is that you would sort of be able to do stealth kills. So if you have your, say, coil shank, once again, and you get a guy from behind without him seeing you, you'll be able to take him out and silently, and you get better cigarettes from that. And cigarettes would be the currency in the game, so you can go back to the prison bitch shop and buy stuff from them. So that's where you get your upgrade materials for the most part, or you get more arrows or anything like that. And once you beat the 5 areas, you assemble the Mirror of Power, which the bosses were using shards of as weaponry, and you will be able to get the Toothbrush Shank of Destiny. And that is, toothbrush sharpened to a point. We've all seen them. We're all in prison. And with that, you would be able to enter into the guard area and start going into Halo mode, which is, everyone knows, the last third of a game starts throwing new enemies at you for no good reason. And that's where you would end up fighting all the guards. But luckily you have that tray from the lunchroom as body armor now, so you'd be pretty set. Now, I haven't worked out all the kinks. I kind of want to have a second half of the game where you play as a guard in the 50s in the same situation, but I'll figure it out. So, that's the last kill. Thanks for watching. Hope you come back if I do more of these.